Hello, everybody. Welcome to another CNC Q A. Hope y'all doing well tonight. Let me see if I can find my crew here. Got the usual suspects. Paul, how are you tonight?
Real well, thank you.
Have you ran anything exciting on your new A1 bamboo?
Um, no,
All
not
right.
lately.
Okay. Okay. All right. Mr. Ryan, what's up with you? I know you've been busy hanging Christmas tree lights and all that
Yeah.
kind of stuff. So
Yeah, I'm working on my last one right now, but it's a permanent lighting job, so it takes a while and it's a really big one. So I'll probably be doing that through the weekend.
okay,
But
all right,
I did do something kind of cool, but it was 3D printing. I uh the channel that I used on this one, it has like an angle to it. Like here's a piece of the normal stuff that I use, and you can see it's got like a this that profile to it. Well, the
yeah,
one that I'm using on this house, it goes from here up to this corner here, so it's like an angled one.
yeah,
And usually for the ends, there's some kind of a cap here that fits in to clean it up and make it look decent.
yeah.
Well, they don't have them for the angled one, so I did some 3D printing and created one. And
Isn't that awesome?
isn't that fun?
I love using a 3D printer to solve a problem. You know,
Yeah, yeah, it's
that's
pretty awesome. So lots of fun, but nothing CNC related though.
yeah. Well, all righty. Well, I guess we should probably let you talk about your Saturday gig and
Oh, okay.
also the little challenge you got going on because there's not much time left on that, right?
Yeah, yeah. Only 6 more days left of eligibility for the Gatton Christmas Challenge for this week or this year. So make a Christmas themed project with using your robots and get it submitted. Go down to rballarddesigns.com and go to the Christmas Challenge page. It'll give you all the details on it. And um, I'm looking a lot like the 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 picture over here nowadays, except for I'm even more gray than when I took that picture. So I
Yeah,
think
it's
it's
probably that
time for a haircut.
that big old cemetery job put that put a
Yeah.
few more gray hairs on you.
Oh my gosh, it was a nightmare, an absolute nightmare. But yeah. So come check out Making It Up as we go on Saturday nights at 9 o'clock Eastern time, and we'll talk about what's going on in laser, CNC, and 3D printing stuff, videos, and all that good stuff.
All righty.
Yeah,
That's where I'll be sitting in front of the TV watching for that.
sweet
Nemo Labs in the house tonight. Welcome, welcome.
evening.
Well, last week, as you recall, or even if you don't, I had the rotary axis over here on the 5040, and we finished up this little. This is how lazy I've been. I haven't even cut this one off yet. It's still attached to everything. But we ran this little Coke bottle thing on the rotary axis over here. And I said that was going to be the end of the rotary axis for a while, that I would try to do a Christmas project because next week is Christmas, a week from today, as a matter of fact. But I've had some other things happen in my life, and I've just been distracted and haven't had a chance to get out here and do a project. But I do have something pretty cool to show you. And we're going to see if, let's see how I can do this. I think I can do this like this.
Oh,
There is the rotary axis
I see something different about the rotary axis.
on the 6040. And you see, I have a bunch of room over here on the right-hand side.
Yeah.
So let me show you what has happened with the.
This is funny. This started as just a random conversation like last week. This is funny.
But yeah, I made a little modification with my rotary axis.
Love it.
It's really good if you have a friend that has a horizontal bandsaw. I took this apart, and I'm going to tell anybody straight off, if you decide to make this mod and you've got either a horizontal bandsaw yourself or a friend that has one, try to figure out, see if it'll fit where you can cut without taking anything off. Just unplug this from the controller, because I mean, this is no big deal. In fact, I've only put this on with 2 screws just for this show tonight. So if I move it around, I won't have to take out 4 of them. But this is a booger. Just there's so many screws, you got to turn it over. It's a lot of stuff, and especially when you're taking something apart and you don't even know for sure how it went together. It's you're just thinking, well, I hope I know how to get all this back together when I get done. But if you can leave this on and put this. Now, what I did, since it was a horizontal bandsaw that cut it, the kerf was very thin, so it's not like I was originally going to put this on my little Precision Matthews milling machine that y'all can't even see because it's on the workbench behind this thing, and just use an end mill. But with the kerf of the horizontal bandsaw is probably something like that. I've maybe lost probably less than a 16th. But anyway, now I haven't fastened this piece down, and I will be putting this on my mill and probably lining up this hole or one of these holes, and then coming in here and putting a few more holes so I have a little more adjustability with this. But for the purpose of this little demonstration, I wanted to show you can put it on the very last hole on this plate. And even if you use these two, the very far things, you can see it gets extremely close to this side rail right here.
Yeah.
But it's not the best, but it's not touching. You can turn it. So you could use this thing all the way out here, which, remember when we ran it last week, I said probably the max is about 7 inches that you could get. Well, see, now if I hold it to here, we've got just about 16 inches.
Nice.
So we have more than doubled what we can do. And of course, even if you could, now I haven't added any extra mounting holes, but even if you just use these 2 stock ones and take this and move it up here, you're still going to have way longer than you would have had than if it was like this. But I think this is going to work out great, because really all you have to do is, use something that is square and just flush it here. Make sure this is for, then fasten this one down. Now that you've got this one fastened down, when you get ready to fasten the other one, just take something that is a straight edge, just hold it like that, and boom, shakalaka, there you go. So easy to set up, and
nice.
So now that I've done that, you may see yet another rotary axis project of sufficiently longer length. So
Nice.
but anyway, I was really tickled with that, and I'm glad my buddy Jim happened to be home, and he was out in the shop. He was actually deep frying a turkey behind his shop
Oh, that's
when I
so
called him.
good.
And man, it smelled like heaven as you walked through his shop.
Oh, did he
It
give
really
you any?
No, well, he was in the middle of cooking it. He hadn't cooked. Well, he'd finished some, but he had that for somebody else that was there with him. But Jim always takes care of me. He'll make sure I get some of that. I'm sure.
If you've never had deep fried turkey before, oh my goodness, you won't want turkey any other way.
Yeah, I met this guy that was over there with him. His name was Charlie, and Charlie told me that Jim has been deep frying his turkeys for his Christmas turkeys for about 20 years. That's how long they've been doing it. So anyway, has anybody got any questions about my little modification there?
Harry says you could do a Louisville Slugger.
A mini one.
Well, a 16-inch one, I guess. Yeah. That's the only, of course, like I said, with this half, it's already mounted, on the far side here. And even if I added 2 more holes here and 2 more here, you could scoot it back a little bit if you wanted and gain a little bit that way. Who knows? Since I'm going to put this one on the mill and add some more mounting holes, I might as well do that too. Maybe I don't know how far I can put them. I'll have to do some ciphering and see how far I can shift it without hitting that. But yeah, I thought that was like I said, it was just kind of a accident that people got talking about that last week, and then the more I thought about it, I'm like, yeah, I got a mill sitting right back there. I can, and then of course when I came out here to do it, I'm like, well, I'm going to lose quite a bit for the kerf. Not that it really matters. But then I remembered that my buddy Jim has a horizontal bandsaw, and I'm like, yeah. And I really haven't even cleaned these up with the mill. I was going to do it, but I just took a file, and his bandsaw's tuned up pretty good. It cuts really well. So I probably won't even bother with that because, like I said, once you cut it, you don't really need it there anymore. Because if I mount it like it used to be, I'm going to have a little bit of a gap for where the kerf was.
Yeah.
So I really don't even need to worry about cleaning those ends up. And knowing me, I probably won't do it now. But I was just pleasantly surprised because when I first put the tailstock back on, I set it like up in here. And then I thought, oh, the way this hangs off the plate here, when you put it to the back, I bet it's going to hit here. And then when I did it, and I've already had this fastened down, by the way, you can see it's like it just barely misses. So it's not real comfortable to turn, but you put your stock in there and you tighten it down, then you don't touch it anymore. So you could still use that farthest set of holes if you wanted to. So
I don't really think you need to add more mounting holes. Because if you look at the adjustment holes of the tailstock there, it's you're starting on one
there's lots of of course you use 4 of them, so you got 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a lot of different different things you could use. So you really don't need to, I guess, here so much, but you're not gaining anything with this unless you add some mounting holes to push it back a little farther.
Yeah.
Which, I don't know whether that's a big deal or not, but anyway, coming soon to a theater near you. another rotary axis project by Dave. A
That's
longer rotary axis project. I'll have to think of something that's pretty cool too. But remember this stuff I was showing you last week?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think that would be doable now. Might be. Again, you'd probably, like I like to do, is take one of those round plugs and glue it to the end
Yep.
and stick it in to hold it that way. But 'cause I think this thing, I'm not sure how big this thing is. It is. Why is that not working? Oh, I know why. Because I didn't use the button to switch it. I'll put it over here. Let me move Ryan over. We'll play Brady Bunch. Okay, this thing is, I think, pretty much. Yeah, this thing is 15 and a half. So
she'll fit.
I think she would fit in there, especially like I said, and that's how I ran this one. Also, I'm pretty sure had one of those plugs, because that's when I ran that other rotary axis. That's how I almost always did it. I always would just run a little round plug and then glue it to the end, and do it that way.
Sweet.
So, but anyway, that's my mod of the week or day or whatever. So
Harry says maybe a bottle-shaped mallet would be a good project.
a bottle-shaped mallet. Yeah. In fact, I don't have it in here. It's around back in my other shop. And I'm trying to remember. I don't think I did that on a rotary axis. I think I did it on the lathe, the old-fashioned way. But it's like a round, it's got a handle that looks kind of something like this, and then the rest, it's not near this big, but it's more mallet shaped, I guess is what you call it.
Like a club.
Yeah, but it's good for, it's made out of like, I don't know, 2x4 or something, so it's soft stuff. So if you bang on something, you're going to dent it up versus denting whatever you're beating on. So
sweet. That's awesome.
Yeah, there's probably at least that much adjustment on the tailstock, John. Yeah, probably a good 5 inches anyway. It's because from the very back of this to that first hole is about 5 inches. But this thing is symmetrical too, so you could turn it around. Probably take this and flip it around. There's all kinds of combinations you can use it with now that it's cut in two. So, but the best one is being able to really stretch that thing out and take advantage of that extra 4 inches or so you have on the 60/40. And of course, with it in two pieces, you could really probably, as long as you knew how to do the wiring and control it, you could run it on any machine.
Harry says that Frank Howarth did one. It's called a carver's mallet.
Okay. I'll have to look and see what it looks like. It seems like I've heard that name before, carver's mallet. But
very cool.
But yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
And really, the cutting that in half with Jim's horizontal bandsaw. Of course, with one of those, you just line it up, tighten it down, and then the
Let it
weight
eat.
of the saw cuts through it. So it probably didn't take 5 minutes to cut that, and it took me a whole lot longer than that to get all these screws and stuff out of the headstock there. But I didn't want to leave it all together and take it over there and then find out that it wouldn't fit on
Yeah.
the saw or something. So I just went ahead and took it all off. But NEMA Labs, and probably not just them, but a lot of folks, but especially NEMA Labs, they really like to use thread locker on little tiny screws.
Oh yeah.
And but since I know that now, I have my torch over there that I had to use to heat some of the stuff up to because this little housing, a lot of the other rotary axes from some of those other people doesn't have this housing, which is really nice. But you've got a cover on this end, a cover on this end, and they all have little bitty Phillips head screws in them. And of course, I tried to get the best screwdriver I had in the house. And if there's 6 screws, the first 5 come out perfect, and then that 6th one,
Yep. Gets
so
all
I had to get the torch and heat up the housing a little bit and try to be real gentle with it. Finally got them all out where I could get that off. But man, it's a it's a pain. I don't know what that. I mean, he's told me before what that stuff is they use, but it's. I mean, I guess I'm lucky it comes loose with heat, but it's some pretty good stuff if you don't want a screw to come loose.
That's awesome. I'm so excited that you did that.
I knew you would be.
As soon as you pulled it up on screen, I could see the faint line, and I said, "Oh, he cut it. he really did it.
Yeah,
Voided that warranty."
yeah. And by the way, let me turn it on to show you. It does still work. I did get everything connected back right. And that's another thing. Taking this apart, it's a real bear to try to get all that stuff connected and figure out how they put it together with that short of wire. But here you can see there's A plus and A minus, so it's all still running.
Sweet.
So no worries there. But I'm really kind of excited. It done. I don't know how many different rotary things. I guess we hadn't really done that much. It just seems like it because I did one show where we did the squared around and then run the rest of this. But so it probably seems like more. But now I got to come up with something I haven't run before to use it. I got an idea for something. I'll see if I can make it work. I think it will. We'll see. But anywho, and while we're on the subject of Christmas and stuff, like I said, next Wednesday's Christmas Day, and I think I was telling y'all last week, probably won't do a show next week because it's Christmas Day, and y'all should definitely have something better to do than tune in and watch this knucklehead. But then I got thinking, well, heck, if next Wednesday's Christmas Day, then that means the following Wednesday's New Year's Day. So that's the way it works. They're always on the same day. So may not do one on January 1st either. It just depends on what football games are scheduled.
I was just gonna ask you which football game you're gonna be watching on New Year's Day.
Yeah, well, I try to watch them all. If I don't watch them all, I record them all. But yeah, so But I always post the link in the NEMA Labs Facebook group, which, by the way, let me show that thing here. Where is it? I could never find that dang thing. There it is. So right here in the NEMA Labs CNC user group, I always post thing, as well as I post it on my Facebook page and also in the groups for the Gatton CNC and the GarageWorks CNC, and both of those pages as well, the groups and the pages. So it's and like I always tell folks, if you why is that thing not? Oh, I guess I got to do that. I can't get it to stop. I guess I got to push something else to get it to. There we go. But yeah, well, what I always tell folks is, don't tell me, oh, I would have watched your show, but I missed it. I didn't know how to find it. Well, you should be subscribed anyway. And that way you get notifications. So even if you don't see one of those other posts, you can, YouTube will tell you. Although it might be 30 minutes in or something like that. They do that sometimes. I get a notification well after the thing started. But, and also, let me make sure to remind folks that if you haven't finished your Christmas shopping and you'd like to buy something cool, like, well, I don't know, one of them one-piece rotary axes, you can use that link that's down below in the description and get a 10% discount on all the goodies you buy from there. And
non-modified.
Yeah, the non-modified. I wonder now, because NEMA Lab's out there in Chatty, I wonder if he'll come up with a two-piece rotary. It still fit in the same size box, Michael.
Actually, it could fit in a smaller box.
Yeah.
Well,
they wouldn't have to change really their packaging at all, because it would still fit exactly the same way. Just when you pull it out, it'd be in two pieces instead of.
Yep.
What would be neat is if they hollowed out that channel in the middle and put a bar in there so you could extend it and keep it lined up.
Yeah, you could do a pocket right into the waste board.
Do a pocket right in that raised part there.
Yeah, well, they already have. Let me show it. They already have. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Yep.
It's already got a pocket here that aligns this.
Oh, okay.
So, and then there's this part here.
Well, that was raised up. It's when you look at it on the screen, it looks like that center part's raised up, but it's not.
Yeah, no, it's. I'm trying to get it where you can see it. It's definitely notched out right there, which makes all this stuff align really nice. But yeah,
that does make a slick setup, though.
I think that modification is a good one. I really do. Now, see, when I had the one, I still have it, even though I don't even have my Gatton CNC assembled in here. It's laying up under the Avid. But when I made it, I did basically the same thing, except the headstock was mounted permanently. And then I had this long board that was a slide. And then the tailstock was a separate piece that fit on there, and it would slide up and down. But mine was made out of plywood. So, it was easier just to keep that one long piece. And then you'd set the tailstock on, and it was made where it had, I had grooves in it and stuff so that it would stay lined up really good. But yeah, I think that makes it really easy, because like I said, just the only part you got to worry about getting square is the headstock, and then after that, it's just take a square or a straight edge of any kind. Once you got one tightened down, and put the other one on there. So
Sweet.
that will be. So, like I said, I'll be doing at least one more rotary axis project on there. And if I really think about, see, now I need to go back and look on Thingiverse, because now some of the things that I ruled out, I can now kind of put back in the file there. So
That'll be fun.
So I'm wondering, am I the only one that's done that? Has anybody else already cut their rotary axis in two?
I haven't seen anybody. I mean, but Paul, now we got to figure out what we can make Dave cut up in the shop and just peer pressure him.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, you might be able to make that OMTech laser bigger bed.
Bigger, yeah.
You just make a little more space in the middle.
Make his bamboo higher.
Yeah.
Extend it up.
So many options. John says, looks like I now gain 1 inch in Z diameter cutting with the plate removed in the center of a project. Yeah, because that plate, well, let's see how thick this plate is. Got some calipers here somewhere.
3/8.
I don't know why I think I'm going to be able to read that dial calipers without my glasses. What planet am I from? Okay, it is right at 3/8. So, but you'd have to see if you turned this around and had it where it's like that, and you had, like I said, the points over here, you still got a little bit here, but out in here you would gain a little bit, not a whole lot, but when you're talking about machines this small, a little bit sometimes is a lot. So, but I thought that was pretty cool. After I got to thinking about that after last week when somebody was talking about it, I'm like, yep. There's absolutely no reason not to cut that thing in
half. We're doing that.
We are going to do that. Yeah.
Klondike says he uses a 2-piece rotary and runs it on the y-axis.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet. On Dave's machine, though, that would actually give you less space.
Yeah,
because the X is the longer of the two.
Yeah.
And especially on the 60/40, it's 200 millimeters difference between them. So, but anywho,
awesome. Too much fun.
Have you got this Kenneth guy that's in the chat made me think of it? Have you got more entries in on the thing? I looked at the other day. You had 2 or 3, I think.
Yeah, I think that I haven't checked my email the last day or so, so I don't know if we have any more entries or not. Let me check.
Well, I know from past experience when I hosted it, you worry about how many you're going to get. You think, man, I've got all these prizes set up and only a handful of entries. Then all of a sudden, right at the end, you get a whole bunch of them.
Yeah,
so.
A bunch of them.
Looks like I'm not sure. I think we had like 22 or something last year.
Yeah, looks like Earl Walker has submitted a couple today. So good deal.
Okay, cool.
I will get those added over into the playlist and be very awesome. Wrong buttons.
Oh, I see what Kenneth is saying. He's saying if you ran it, the rotary turned 90 along the y-axis, you could have the motor part hanging, it wouldn't matter if it's past the limits.
Yeah.
So that's a good point. And there is, let's see, my little line. Of course, I got this passing down now. Yeah, you could probably, because my line is right about here. So you got all of this that you could put that part hanging off that way. But let's see if these things line up this way.
You would actually
They do. It looks like
still
they line up both ways.
you would still have more room on using it on the X. Because the 17 inches is 431 ish millimeters. So even if you could use the full 40, you're still short by like 30.
Yeah. I think with these particular machines,
Yeah, this one in particular,
you're still better off to run them along the X.
Yep.
Which is the way it was intended.
Yep.
That's the way they planned it out. So. Kenneth said, "Oh, it was already up there." Said he's struggling to meet the wife's orders, trying to get a project done for the challenge, I guess.
I know my wife orders me around a lot too.
Well, I know just from the ones you've done in the past, Kenneth, I'm looking forward to seeing your entry.
Yeah, Kenneth has done some really cool ones.
And we all know the ones that are in there so far have set the bar pretty high.
Yeah.
So.
Very cool. So, I'll have to go check them out.
Yeah, let me go. Let me do this. I'm gonna try not to close us out here.
Uh-oh.
You know how I am when I start pushing buttons.
Either audio goes or
Camera
goes down.
Lights fall over. Something happens. Okay, so I'm gonna come over here to R. Ballard Designs.
Uh-oh. Dun 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 dun.
There he is. So let me come over. So let me come to. I got to get to your channel. Let me go to find that playlist. There it is. Okay, let's see. I'm trying to figure out how to get the playlist. That's what I want. I want to view it. There we go. I finally figured it out. I'm a little slow tonight. But let me put that in the comments here. I think it'll work.
Oh.
That will take anybody who doesn't know how to get there. That should take you to the challenge playlist where you can go see all the entries. So.
Very cool. Thank you, sir.
Happy to do it. Like I said, it's I'm looking forward to seeing the whole list. That's probably what I'll be doing. Instead of doing a show here on Christmas night, next Wednesday I'll be watching the playlist.
Watching all the entries.
Yeah.
Yep, Troy says it works.
Okay, good deal.
Nice.
Well, I don't know what happened to me, but my picture left.
Yeah, we can hear you, but I don't see you.
My camera's still on. I'll be right back.
It said nope.
I didn't do it. I didn't push the button.
Good times.
Well, if nobody's got any questions about anything, especially the my little chop job there, I guess we'll wrap this one up.
Yeah, we so today we we have wild turkey that have been showing up in mass around here. And we've had a flock of about 40 or
They're
50.
probably all scared of the drones that are flying around up
Yeah,
there.
well, they're keeping out of that area. well, today my wife sends me a picture of the all the turkey in the backyard eating something, grass or whatever they do. And then the deer were with them, so it was like 5 deer hanging out with the and then after I got home, we were watching them again. They were back out there again, and we have some wild peacocks that have now also joined them. I'm like, man, they're playing in a hostile takeover. they're coming. They're all joining forces.
Well, that sounds like a Norman Rockwell painting with the bunch of turkeys and deer and all
Yeah,
hanging out together. I don't see any turkeys, but there's a big lake on the other side of Lake Dow Road over here. And of course, there's a football field right here. And a lot of times you get up in the morning and you'll hear some honking and you look over there and that whole football field's full of geese.
wow. Yeah, the house I've been working on the last couple of days, out in the middle of the country, and I'd never heard so many geese in all my life. They were, it sounded like they were like trying to scare something off or something was not good for them because they were honking all kinds of crazy. But
Looks like we got Mr. Jamie in the house
oh, there you go.
from across the pond. How you doing, Jamie? Good to see you stick your nose in here. He says, when you going to do some more scroll sawing, Dave? Well, Jamie, in order for me to start doing scroll sawing again, I would have to go buy a scroll saw because I had that. What's the popular one? DeWalt.
Yeah.
I can't even think of the number of it. Something. Anyway, the real popular DeWalt one. I bought that at the show in Hickory, North Carolina. And then I brought it home, put it together. I bought it, it comes with the stand and I'll put the stand together. And then I decided I didn't like it as well. So I bought the plans for that scroll saw stand from Steve Carmichael and built that. And then went through the little scroll sawing phase and reached a point where I'm like, okay, been there, done that. So I wasn't using it, and I ended up selling it to Hobby. Hobby's the one that's got that scroll saw. So if you see it in his shop, as he's got his, I think his house is pretty much all done, and he's starting to work on his shop and stuff. So yeah, if he does any videos with a scroll saw, it'll be the one I have. So.
Well, I think maybe my camera bit the dust.
Yeah, your microphone's working excellent though, Paul. And of course, we all know you have a face for radio, so.
Right, that's right.
Well, I don't think it's your camera, Paul, because I can see you at the bottom.
Oh yeah, I
in
can
the
see me
background
at the
stuff.
bottom. Yeah.
Yeah, Jamie, you're mostly a turner now, aren't you? Just I can't remember the last time I saw you do any scrolling. But there was a guy who built a CNC controlled scroll saw.
Yeah, it's called a laser cutter. That's what I was going to say. I was like, you're not going to be scroll saw until your own tech breaks.
Yeah. Jeremy says I have that DeWalt scroll saw and also bought the same stand plans. Yeah, those are excellent plans from Steve. That's I really liked it, because it's got the good slant to it and all that. So that's those are some great plans. But no, I don't. I don't anticipate getting a scroll saw or any other large major piece of
Oh,
equipment. Hey, looky there!
I'm playing around.
Hey, I don't know what happened.
You fixed Paul.
I removed him and then I added him back, but
Ah,
he's still. See, look, he's still there.
how about that?
Oh, so maybe we got two Pauls in here now,
I don't know.
and only the one showing. Let's see if he's in here twice. No, I just seen him up there once. So
One of me is enough.
yeah, I would think so.
That's what I get for pushing buttons.
No, you're welcome to play all you want. I've told you a million times, if you want to come in, uh, you and Paul both are admins, so you can come in and do the same thing I do. Uh, if you want to learn how to do the pro scenes and all that, come in and use mine to do it.
Oh. I'll even deliver it.
David says,
I'll do that for you.
glad to give you an antique scroll saw and deliver it. I just don't have any room. That's the other thing. If I mean, it's not that I don't enjoy scroll sawing, because I did after I got that thing. I enjoyed it, but it's just not something I want to sit down and do all the time. And I guess one thing I remember because I had that thing out in my shop around back, and I remember I was out there scroll sawing one night, and I didn't think I'd been out there that long. But I got done, got ready to come in. I walked out of the shop and it was dark. So I didn't have the lights on outside, so I had to fumble my way to come up the steps to the deck to get in the house. And then I thought, man, I was out there having so much fun, and time just got away from me. But see, I like to do things that are automated, like the CNC stuff. Yeah, you need to kind of keep an eye on it, and you definitely need to keep an ear out for it. But you can do other things while it's running, and you just seem to get a whole lot more done. That's what I love about the bamboo P1S combo that I have too, is because it's where I'm at my computer with my back to the printer, and I load it up and hit send. And usually I don't even stay in there until it lays down that first thing. I go ahead and get up and come out here and do whatever else. There's many a time when I'm running these little projects out here on these NEMA Labs machines. I have the Bamboo Lab printer going, and of course, they have that awesome handy app where you can just open it up on your phone and turn the camera on. You can say, it's still running good. No spaghetti yet.
There you go.
So, and it'll tell you when it's done, which that's probably the most amazing thing to me, is because before, when I would run something with those Ender 3s, you knew about when it was going to be done, but you know, it may or may not get done when it said it was. But with bamboo, you look and you see exactly how much time you got left. By God, that's how much time it's going to take. And then when it gets done, it shoots you a little message and says, "Oh, is that spaghetti?"
Yeah, well, that's a blob of doom.
Uh,
What is that off of?
That's off of one of the A1s. I messed up. It was complete user error.
did it need supports and you didn't turn them on, or?
No. This is Pet G, and I had it set for PLA bed setting, so it
Oh,
wasn't hot enough. And
yeah.
the bad part was that I had started the print and left, and I didn't know, but the camera on that one, the little privacy cover was flipped over onto it, so I couldn't pull up the camera view, and
Uh,
so the one I saw had
there's a
failed.
privacy cover on it.
Yeah. The A1 has a little privacy
Does
cover.
the P1S have that too?
No,
Okay, I was going to say I never have looked for one of those.
yeah, but so I couldn't check it until I got home and came home, and it was moving around, just pumping
Yeah,
out more. I was like,
I hate
oh,
when that happens.
yeah. Well, and that it was my own fault. The secret to getting one of these things off, though, as much as possible, is to do it while it's hot. Because it'll still peel away because the plastic around the hot end and all that is still melty, and you usually can get it off of there. But I ruined the hot end with it, so I got to get a new one.
Ouch.
Oops. Yeah, well, it was a mistake. Womp womp.
Dennis Huddleston says, "Hello, Dave. Do you still have the CNC that you designed and built?" Well, yeah, sort of. I still have it. It's in pieces, laying over there underneath my workbench.
I have mine.
I had to disassemble it because, well, for one, I wasn't using it as much. Uh, once I got behind and I needed to purchase the Avid, and then once I got the Avid, it was so dang much faster that I found myself really not using the Gatton CNC much, except for rotary axis projects and stuff like that, which was nice because I could keep the rotary set up on that all the time, and I don't have a rotary for my Avid, so I ran a lot of rotary stuff on the Gatton CNC after that. But then there come a point where OMTech contacted me and said, "Well, we're going to send you an 80-watt laser," and I thought, okay, well now I need some room, and I just disassembled it. But I know a guy that's got the plan, so I can build one anytime I want.
Yep.
Haven't ever worried about that.
I still have mine together.
Yeah, as do a lot of people. They're I see who is it, Clyde,
Yeah,
and
Clyde's been using his good.
and who's the other guy I'm thinking of? Alan Kreifels. He's got two. He's got one of the older versions that he kind of updated to be like a Gatton after he built a real Gatton. So he's all the time showing them in little video clips, Instagram reels or whatever. And Clyde, he sends me a little video every time he's running something. My phone ding, and I look. It's Clyde sending me some kind of little video. So yeah, well, don't worry, David. You're not the only one. There's probably a lot of them that are still floating around in the box. Probably some of them hadn't even cut tape on the box. But John's been using his over 3 years, he says. Yeah, they're not.
Great machine.
the whole idea was to be a cheap hobby machine that anybody could build. They weren't meant to be a high volume production machine. And even though some people use them for production, it's not going to be very fast. But it's like anything. The secret to and it don't matter whether it's a laser or a 3D printer or a CNC router or whatever it is. The thing about getting production out of it is keeping it running. It don't make any money if it's sitting still. So if you figure out how to, while it's running, get all your blank that's coming up next prepared and ready to go and know how you're going to do it, where it takes you a minimum amount of time to set it up, change the tooling, any of that kind of stuff. You just that's the secret. Got to keep it running. Don't matter how slow it is. If you keep it moving, you're going to max out the production on it. So
Harry says that Drez 20,001 is using his Gatton Garage Works.
all right, yeah, there's still lots of garage works out there. I saw on Facebook today, he wasn't using the garage works, but he was using it kind of like a table, like I do. he had a laser, a diode laser set. No, that was Jesse Brown. He had done a laser project, and when he took the picture, I could tell he was using his 4x4 garage works as a work table, as a workbench. So yeah, that's right. The spindle ain't turning, you ain't earning. That's right. That's the way you got to look at it.
Good
well, folks, we have been on here about an hour. Like I say, I apologize for not having some fantastic project for you, but I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah, okay. And so far, I don't know. We'll have to see a show of hands, but I think I might be the only one that's done that so far.
I can't say I've ever seen anybody else do it.
Yeah. So I'll have to. I need to line this up and take a picture of it and then post it in the NEMA Labs group to see it, because I don't know. I haven't seen. Now there might be somebody that's in the chat tonight that's in that group, but that's seeing it. But yeah, I can't wait to try it out. I think I've got an idea for a project that would be something long, pretty cool. I just don't know. It's not really Christmassy or anything, but I might try to do it. Just might try to do it.
Sweet.
Ooh, I just thought of something else. That might work too. Yeah. All right. We'll come up with something. But anywho, like I said earlier, probably won't. Well, I know I won't do a show next Wednesday. Probably won't do one the Wednesday after that, because that's New Year's Day. Depends on the football schedule. I'm being perfectly honest here. And there'll always be some kind of football.
The next week is, I think Tuesday is the only day that there's not big football games on.
Yeah.
Because tomorrow you got Thursday night football. Then Friday you got the first college playoff game. Then Saturday you got a bunch of playoff games. And then Sunday you got NFL. Monday you got NFL. Tuesday you don't have anything. And then Wednesday on Christmas you have NFL. And Thursday you have NFL.
Yeah.
So it's
you know what caught me off guard is I knew I had heard something about the Steelers and somebody on Monday Night Football. And then Monday afternoon, late or whatever, I said, "Hey, Alexa, who's playing in Monday Night Football?" And she says, "Atlanta Falcons and Oakland Raiders." And I'm like, "What?" But then I got to looking at the schedule. There was 2 Monday Night Football games.
Mm-hmm.
And is that the first time they've ever done that?
No, they've done that a couple times this year.
Okay, well, I guess I've missed the other one then somehow. Yeah. But because I wanted to watch the Steelers and I can't even remember who it was they were playing. I thought that was going to be the better game.
Yeah, definitely was.
I can't even remember who. That's how bad my memory is. I can't remember who they played. And I thought, man, I don't want to watch them stinky old Falcons. If they can't beat Oakland, then. But and then I hear they did beat Oakland. What was it, like 15-9 or some stupid score. But even though they won, they're still going to put Michael Penix in as quarterback next week.
Yeah.
But then they're playing.
They play the Giants next week.
Yeah, they're playing the Giants. So I'm like, well, yeah, now's a good time to put Penix in, because if he can't beat them, what are they, like, 1 a whole bunch or something, or
they're
2
pretty
a whole
rough.
bunch or something? I don't know.
They haven't been doing pretty good. Yeah, but there's the 4 teams have 3 games in 10 days or something like that, 10 or 11 days.
Yeah.
It's pretty wild.
Says the Chiefs are playing on the 21st and the 25th. That shouldn't be a problem, though, for them, Harry, because from the games I've watched, the refs are on their team, too. So I don't think they'll have any problem playing games that close together. It'll be interesting. I think Mahomes got hurt a little bit, though.
Yeah, he's got a high ankle sprain.
Got a boo-boo of some kind. But anyway. Yeah, I used to like watching the Chiefs because I like Mahomes. I like watching him. He's exciting to watch. But the whole Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift thing just ruined it for me. I can't stand them now. So sorry, Harry. I don't like them. I used to, but I don't now. But anyway, all right. Well, let's wrap this thing up. We're just sitting here rambling now. If you tuned in tonight, I appreciate you. If you're watching this on the replay, do me a favor and leave me a comment down below. I know, we get lots of views after the live, but I never know who it is that's watching. But if you're watching this on the replay and you make it this far, leave me a comment and say, hey, I've been watching. So I appreciate it. And anyway, like I said, so I guess no show next Wednesday for sure. For sure, none next Wednesday. Probably not one the Wednesday after that. So I guess the next one would be January 8th, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
right?
I think so.
January 8th.
Sounds like it.
And then, of course, your show for the challenge thing, that'll be what, January 4th, 5th?
4th.
4th, okay.
Yep.
So, good deal. All righty. Well, we're going to wrap this up. If you get a rotary axis, be sure and chop it. And we are going to get out of here. If I can find a button here.
Good deal. Peace out, people.
Where is it? I've got to get these things in a different order because I never can find it. It's way down here for some reason. All right. Good night, everybody. We'll see y'all next year.
See ya.
January 8th.